All right, hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Heroes Modern School Academy. My name is Mr. Lamb. I am going to be walking you through fourth grade music, grade 4 music, and this is going to be week number 9. So week number 9 is our theory review week. All right, so we are going to get a chance to review all the concepts we talked about before in prior grade levels in prior weeks so that we can remember. Because guess what? If you keep hearing the same thing over and over and over again, it's going to stick to you. Well, guess what? That's going to be applicable in music as well. And that's how you are going to develop the critical skills we're talking about with learning how to play the piano. All right, so please turn to page number 34. There are certain key concepts over there that I want you to remember and to reflect on in this week. So we're going to be talking about the concept of notes. Remember, what are notes? So notes are characters used to denote or define musical terms. They include A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. All right, so all musical notes and anything you're going to be singing in music is going to revolve around those characters that we call notes. And they are typically like your alphabet, A, B, C, D, and F. Well, that's what a note is. It's either going to be an A or a B or something like that. And all those things are represented on your piano as well. So if you look at your piano is going to be a combination of 2 black keys, 3 black keys, 2 black keys, 3 black keys. If you look at your piano, all right, it's going to be like that. 2 black, 3 blacks, 2 blacks, 3 blacks. Well, guess what? Those black and black and white keys help you to know which notes you are going to play. And just below the black key is the first note we call C. All right, you're going to see that C over there. And then right after your C, that's going to be D. All right, the white note is going to be D. And then there's an E, and there's an F, and there's a G, there's an A, there's a B. And then it goes back to C shortly before the black note starts. And then there's a D, there's an E. And all pianos are like that. Well, the black notes is going to be like a semitone above the prior note. So the black note here is going to be C sharp, or you can call it D flat, which we are going to remember that a little bit later. But remember this, firstly to start with. And then when you're thinking in terms of tonic solfa, you are going to be thinking in terms of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. You remember that? Right, from prior grade levels, we talked about that. What's your do? Your do is going to start if you are playing on key number C. Now, we can play our do, re, mi on any key, but just to get started with, imagine you putting your do on key number C. If you put your do on C, then the next one is going to be your re, and then your mi, and then your fa, and then your sol, your la, your ti, your do, and re, mi. And he goes on like that. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Right? Can you sing that with me? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Right? And another thing you want to remember is the duration of notes, which is what we talked about over here. We call the notes hierarchy. All right. So in the stave nomenclature or the stave notation, there are different kinds of notes. We will practice songs using these notation, and that's what we've been doing for the past couple of grade levels. So the note that has the longer duration is called a whole note, especially in this part of the world. In other parts of the world, like the UK and other parts of the world, they call that a semi-breathe. But we don't use that here because we want to be simpler in the United States, right? We want to make things really simple for you. So we call that a whole note. And the whole note is going to be represented like a little hole with some shadings to the left and to the right of it. And then right after the whole note is going to be the half note, which the half note is going to be like a D without a shading. Then after the half note, you're going to see the quarter note. And after the quarter notes, you're going to see the eighth note, and then the 16th note. And it's important to realize that a whole note is equivalent to 2 half notes, all right? And a half note is going to be equivalent to 2 quarter notes And a whole note is going to be equivalent to 4 quarter notes. All right. So those are critical concepts that you want to make sure you remember as you journey along with us, learning how to play the piano. All right. So that's week number 9, music theory review part 1. So please try to commit a few things over there to memory, because the better you take a look at it, the more those things are going to stick to you. All right. I want to thank you, boys and girls, for joining me today. Remember, God cares about you, and so do we. Bye-bye. I'll be your hero's buddy, and as you study with heroes born, I will be your friend. So don't you worry.